Hi, it's me again. This time I'm going to talk about something else. I live in Detroit, and I love Detroit. In 1965, I came to the Detroit area and lived in the suburbs. In 1981, I split up with my ex-wife, moved into the city, and married a black woman and lived in the inner city for a while. Then we went to one of the better neighborhoods of Detroit. Then I became homeless and went back to the inner city. I lived in some of the worst areas of Detroit. I spent time in the drug world even though I didn't use the drugs except for alcohol, and I got rid of that soon after I split up with the wife. But what I want to talk about is our children. Detroit's population is approximately 800,000. And it has the highest poverty level and the highest dropout rate in the country. It's the most dangerous of the big cities and number 4, I believe, on all cities. It has a lot of problems. There are about 250,000 school-age children in Detroit. 200,000 of them will not graduate from high school. Many get involved in drugs and selling drugs because a kid can make a lot of money selling drugs. But they can also get killed selling drugs. They can also go to jail selling drugs. Now, they'll go to the youth facilities until they're 18, but when they're 18 and sometimes younger, they get tried as an adult and they go to prison. And they may get a long prison term. Detroit is a beautiful city. And it has beautiful people. I found when I moved into the city, people were nicer than they were in the suburbs. You walk down the street and you say hi to someone, they say hi back. In the suburbs, you walk down the street and say hi to someone, they look at you like you're crazy. Detroit has a big drug problem. Detroit has a big problem with gangs. Detroit has a lot of drug-related murders. And in the crossfire, innocent people are killed. A child in Detroit, as I say, has an 80% chance of not making it through high school. Probably have a 50% or more chance of going to prison. And there's also a big chance that they'll get murdered. Or you see a lot of kids going around in wheelchairs because they were shot. It's sad. And it's getting worse because unemployment is getting worse. The unemployment rate in Detroit, last time I checked, was close to 20%. But the unemployment rate only has those people in it that are actually looking for jobs. The people that gave up, it doesn't list. You throw them in, I'm willing to bet that unemployment is 50%. Most people I know are unemployed. Most people I know are drug addicts. Most people I know are street people. I'm trying to make a difference and to help them out of the problem that they have. I'm trying to show them that they're worth saving. It also has to be done with the kids. Sometimes I think instead of the kids giving up, the schools give up. But you gotta realize that a lot of these kids have parents that are drug addicts. A lot of these kids have parents who don't care. A lot of these kids live in poverty. The odds are stacked against them. And the problem is, nobody else really cares. Detroit's school system is a bad school district because it doesn't have the money. Detroit schools get their money mostly from the property taxes. Property is low value. Even though there's a lot of property, the value is so low that the Detroit schools don't get anywhere near as much money as the suburban schools do per pupil. That's wrong. They need help. We need mentors. There are 4,000 mentors in Detroit. Need 100,000 more. They need teachers who care. And many of them do. Now, I'm not saying all of them are bad, but many of them don't care. And they say, well, it's the parents' responsibility. But when the parents aren't responsible, someone has to take their place. They need more counselors in schools. They need teachers who will mentor the children. They need better schools. Now, other big cities have the same problem, and a lot of the rural areas have the same problem. But nothing is being done. The government really doesn't care. Federal government, they don't want these kids to learn. They want to keep them poor. They want them to be stupid. That's why our school system is listed pretty low when it's compared to the rest of the world. So, all I'm asking is for you to care. If you live in Detroit or any of the other big cities, help the children. President Obama, get us out of these stupid wars because we have no business being in them. 9/11 was a farce. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was a reason to go to war, even though it really wasn't. Expose the lies of your predecessor and admit to your lies. Get rid of Israel. Israel is probably what 9/11 was done by, who 9/11 was done by. if you take and get rid of the wars, get rid of Israel, you will find that we can help these kids and have money left over. Now, I'm not against Jews. Israel is not Jews. Israel is Zionist. Zionists, yes, most of them are Jews. But they don't deserve to be called Jewish. So again, look at our children and help our children. I've seen some of these kids are dealing drugs. Some of these kids are in gangs. And down inside, they're good kids. But the environment they're in makes them bad. Now some of them get through. Some of them go ahead and go through school. And they make it. But it's a minority. A very small minority. So, I'm going to leave you with this thought. The future of this country is in the children. And that includes the children in the inner city. Thank you.